I'd like to now invite to the stage Kirsten Daniels. Perfect, thank you very much. So ICHOM received hundreds of entries to the abstract process, and I'm very pleased that one of the few winners is with us now. So I'm going to hand over to Kirsten, who's just going to tell us her story. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this introduction. Welcome everybody. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll be trying to walk around the stage because we've been sitting all day, and you know, sitting is the new smoking, so good to prevent that. So I have only 10 minutes, so I will keep it short and try to go through the different slides. And of course, if you have any questions, please approach me after the presentation. So I'm Kirsten Daniels. I'm a PhD candidate at St. Antonius Hospital, which is in the Netherlands. And I will be taking you on a journey of changing the organizational structure of a Dutch teaching hospital. As some of you might know, St. Antonius Hospital is part of the Santion group, and Santion is a group of 7 hospitals in the Netherlands that's working together to continuously improve outcomes using the improvement cycle with different improvement teams in all the 7 hospitals. And today I will be talking about an experiment that we've been doing in St. Antonius Hospital, which is in the center of the Netherlands. And this is a figure that you have probably seen before, but I want to point out number 1 on this value agenda of Porter, namely the organizing into practice units. And organizing into practice units means changing your organizational structure. And how you do this, and I think this is an experiment for everybody who is doing this. But I want to point out that there seem to be different ways to organize your hospital structure. I say specifically hospital structure because there's also preventative care, what we call first-line care, and rehabilitation. But today we're talking about hospital care. We've been working with project teams. We call it improvement teams, which are the on the far left, where we have the traditional structure of a hospital, and we overlay it with project teams or improvement teams that are based on medical conditions. Also, there are options to move it towards a matrix organization or an actual integrated practice unit, as you can see on the far right. And today I will be talking about the transition from project teams towards a matrix organization. And what we actually did is implementing a care chain. And I want to take you a little back in why we actually wanted to start this project. It's because we did an evaluation of our project teams or our improvement teams. We found 9 factors, and I will highlight 3 of them today. The first one is organizational structure. So we saw that the project teams wanted to do a lot but didn't have the mandate to do it. They don't have official responsibility, and this could be a problem. The other one is integration with other quality improvement approaches. We see that there's many innovations, there's many lean concepts, there are scientific research, innovation, medtech, everything, but it's not contained within, there's no overview of what we're doing. Another one is multidisciplinary engagement. There are few people who were enthusiastic about improving outcomes, but at the same time, not everybody was aware that they were part of the care chain or the group of working with a condition. So we started a matrix organization, or actually we started care chains for 4 different medical conditions, and that meant that we were slowly transitioning towards a matrix organization. And what is a care chain? That is actually a project team, but then with full responsibility for the quality of care, also trying to improve that everybody who is involved in the care of the patient is actually aware that they are one of the small pieces in the care chain. Also, we installed a daily board, and this daily board had actual time available. They were paid to do this. We were also encouraging them to continuously experiment with improvement, and the last one is a formal link to the existing departments, and this is something that is quite challenging, and I will tell you about it later. So the governance of this care chain consists of a daily board of medical leader, so a physician, a nurse leader, which was a new concept for us, and a head or like a management person. They were supported by data analysts and advisors, and of course we needed everybody involved in the care for this patient. And how does this look like, mandate-wise or governance-wise? So the care chain is what we call horizontally. The daily board, as I mentioned, the three-headed daily board is responsible for the quality of care. They're formally responsible for that specific medical condition. But at the same time, the medical unit, as we know as, for example, the cardiology department or surgery department, is still responsible for capacity planning and also knowledge on the medical condition. But very important, the traditional functional structure remains intact. So since this was an experiment, we wanted to try and find out the first experiences with these care chains. So the care chains that we actually implemented were prostate cancer, colon cancer, hip fracture, and breast cancer. And we did some interviews with all the daily board members and the data analysts that were involved. It's short of time, so I will try to keep it short. We actually only looked at the inner setting of this transition, where we followed a module, and I will go through the module right now. So the most important actors were the daily board members and specifically the nurse leader, the medical unit managers, and the ambassadors, or we call it the ambassadors, the enthusiasts that get everybody enthusiastic throughout the whole care chain. And of course, the data analysts. The practices that were changed and very important were creating co-alignment throughout the whole care chain, establishing value-based quality improvements, so how to come from data to actually selecting interventions, and the efficiency and effectiveness of care chains. So the integration of all things that improve healthcare. The culture, very important aspect and often forgotten. The vision towards value-based quality improvement. So are the people enthusiastic? Who are you including? Is it physician-oriented or nurse-oriented? And a sense of accountability. And then the formation and the performance of the daily board. So leadership and creating support. Functioning within the fragmented healthcare. And remember, as I said before, it is quite difficult because the care chain is there, but the departments are still intact. Trying to conclude this, our findings and our experiments is firmly embedding the value-based healthcare seems beneficial in actually the way we did it in the care chains. But also decision-making remains rather complex, and I think it's a challenging topic for the future. A very important thing is that appointing a nurse leader was very impactful. We saw that they really got everybody else enthusiastic on the work floor. Making data analysts part of your team was also very fruitful. Integrating the quality activities was very good because it prevents double work, and there's one daily board that is aware of everything that's going on for that medical condition. And creating a support base among disciplines, especially with the use of ambassadors. And the multidisciplinary engagement has improved, so more people are aware that they are actually working towards improving outcomes for that specific medical condition. And maybe the most important conclusion is there are multiple ways to actually change your organization towards a more medical condition-based organization. I am aware that it's, I see now that the slide has changed. But I'm aware that it's a very short presentation and you probably have questions, but please find me later, look me up on LinkedIn or ResearchGate, or of course, join me for a coffee. I think we need it as Europeans with the time difference. So please find me afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much.